Hi everyone, welcome to Denver chapter. This is Sai. So I'm a RPA applications engineer by background. So I work at Arrow Electronics. So let me share my screen. Let me get started. So give me a second. Let me share my screen. Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, Sai, we can see. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. And before we get started, so I like to know about the any new people that joined and share your background. What is your experience in RPA? If you can. So I think you can unmute yourself and introduce. Okay. Looks like people are shy to introduce themselves. So, okay, let's give a minute for the people.
Hey, Sai, just a quick update. I'm seeing the PowerPoint in the work view. Do you want to share it in presenter view?
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So let me know. Is it perfect?
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, let's get started. Thanks, Sharon. So the agenda of this meeting is about talking about what is everybody knows about RPA, but we'll give some background about what is robotic process automation and what are the users where we can leverage this technology in different areas where we do in day-to-day life and document understanding. So that is like trending right now. So everybody's looking forward to learn more about it. So we are coming with that topic. So everybody's excited about it at the end, and we'll open Q&A for the audience in case if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, or you can ping in the chat. Okay, what is your question so that we can answer at the end. So please keep your questions to the end. Thank you. So yeah, so I want to give some background about what UiPath Denver chapter is all about. So we came since because of the pandemic, we are not coming offline, but however, we are coming with the online topics. Okay, this is the second Denver chapter we had this year. So this is all about to meet each other and share experience in the RPA industry and learn together about the challenges we encounter, and we share our knowledge. And in case we are open for recommendations, we are open for any ideas you have, or if you want to learn about a particular topic, we'll come up with that topic in the next meeting. So feel free to share your experiences, your feedback, what you want to learn from this Denver chapter community meetings. So please, you can send an email, or you can share your thoughts in the chat. Feel free to do that so that we can come up with those ideas. Okay. So either in the community page, you can mention your ideas or feedback. We'll take it. Okay, thank you. So I want to introduce our team. So let me start with myself. So this is again. So I'm a RPA applications engineer I'm working as so at Arrow Electronics, and you heard about Diana. So she is the community UiPath community marketing manager Americas. So, and one good friend of mine, Sharon. So she's a machine learning consultant. She works at Ashland Partners. So Sharon, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much, Sai, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you again for taking your time to join us in our Denver community to talk about introductions to RPA and document understanding. I currently work as a machine learning consultant at Ashling Partners, where I specialize in document understanding, artificial intelligence, and machine learning models specific to UiPath. So I'm super excited to have you all here and share my knowledge on document understanding. Thank you.
So let's get into the topic. So I want to play a short video what RPA is all about, how we can utilize and what are the advantages in a small short video. Okay, let me know if you're not able to hear this one. Are you Sharon, are you able to hear?
No, Sai, I can't hear
Okay,
it as of now.
let me share again. Give me a second.
A long time ago, on a Monday, which was handy. For as long as history itself, the humans needed to work. They wanted to work, to grow things and create things and build things, to see what they were capable of, to stand at day's end and say, I did that, which felt pretty good. So they worked more, built more, and created more, and traveled to far-off places. And then someone suggested submitting expense reports for those far-off places. His name was Glenn, and he was well, you know. Anyway, the people kept getting better at work. They built better tools to work more efficiently. They built amazing machines to work faster. They built computers to work smarter. But still, they couldn't do enough work. Because during all that work to do more work, they had created work, and not the good kind. Not the let's sit around and come up with ideas kind. Not the I can't wait to get to work so I can jump into a new project kind.
The unpleasant kind. The drudge and data and admin and the doggone expense reports.
So the humans had to work more at work they didn't like. That made them robotic. That didn't inspire. They had to postpone vacations. They had to miss family dinners.
They were miffed.
And then something happened. Someone had a really amazing idea. They came into work and said, stop working and start working. The humans thought she might have had wine at lunch, so she showed them a way to put the fun back into work, to waste less time doing the things they hated, to make more efficient the big tasks, to stop making the humans act like robots and start teaching the robots to learn the humans. Not to replace people, but to free them. Even Glenn. Robots that learn you. Imagine the potential, like starting over, to help us remember again that work only really works when we're happy at it.
Thank you for watching the video. So let me give some background. So why I played this video, because I want to understand how this RPA came into picture. So how people are like few years back, how people really suffered doing the same work repetitively, day in and day out. But with like later this UF really like really changed our life, making our saving a lot of time doing the same work and making it automated, right? So that's what the reason behind showing this video. So how UFR helped us to automate all our repetitive tasks. So let me. Okay, so let me come back to the whole what is robotic process automation. It's a software technology that makes it easy to build, deploy, and manage software robots that helps to interact with the different like digital systems, software, different like systems, like different applications. If you name it, if you take normal what we call desktop applications, Citrix applications, Salesforce, a lot of like cloud applications nowadays we can interact with this technology. So we can interact and we can do what we are doing manually, like on a daily basis. Now with this technology, we can replace with RPA. Okay, that's what the term itself, the robotic process automation. In simple words, it is a term used for software tools that partially or fully automate human activities that are manual, rule-based, and repetitive. So if it's a manual, if it's a rule-based, if it's a repetitive, we can replace with this technology. Okay, so that's what I want to give some background about. and it's like so if you like talk about individual words like robotic process automation, robotic means software robots, and process a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve. So where we can automate the series of steps that we are doing right now with this process, with this technology. But one thing, remember, it's like we need to. So a lot of people have made initially that okay when we talk about robotic process automation, oh, is it a robot? The physical robot is doing our task? No, it's not a physical robot. It's a software technology where like it will interact with our application APIs, okay, with the desktop, with Citrix, with multiple applications which we use on a daily basis. Okay.
Put those cushions back, Jackson.
Yeah, hi Jack. Yeah. Go ahead, Jack. Okay. Okay. So as I mentioned in the beginning, so it can interact with multiple application desktop automation, Citrix, rule-based like email, test-based. Like I want to talk about it specific in my next slides. So what is document processing? How what is the importance and how this RPA combination of AI like helped us to save a lot of human hours. Okay, so I will talk about in my coming slides. Right now, I want to give some background like how what are the operations we can automate, like login into an application, extract content from documentation, PDFs, and emails forms. This I will talk about more in my coming slides. So moving files, email operation, data scraping, web automation, database operation, Excel calculation, Citrix, login to Citrix application, like integrating between two applications. Like for example, if you want to take some info from one application and copy into a different application, yes, RPA helps us to interact between the two different applications. So which, like for example, integrating between Jira and what we call our Excel sheet. We can extract the details from the Jira, like what we need to do on a daily basis, into an Excel sheet, so that we can send it to a person who need to work. So we can do that, or we can, if you want to extract few details from Salesforce, yes, we can do that. We can integrate to service now. If you name it, we have that feature enabled for this technology. So yes. So as I mentioned, yes, we can we can integrate, we can like add AI skills with our RPA, robotic process automation. Like with what are the AI, right? I will talk about a lot of people have question that okay, is RPA AI? No, RPA is different, AI is different. So in this slide, I'm showing what are AI skills like chatbots, speech to text, process mining, unstructured data like semi-structured data, forms in VDI, classify emails, understand documents. So in case if somebody wants to like in terms of chatbots, if somebody wants any question, any help, that's all comes under AI. But RPA is a little different. Okay, RPA is like, for example, if you want to copy paste some information from one application and paste in different application, which we are doing right now, that's RPA. Like we need RPA is like we need to train. We need to train the series of steps which we are doing on a daily basis, and we can automate those steps, but not it will think by itself. We have to train the steps. It's not like AI where it will think automatically based on our questions. No. So that's what I want. Like and coming to this slide, what are the business benefits of RPA? So a lot of people have this question. So where we can use RPA and how can we can benefit it from the RPA, right? So a lot of areas I can talk about. I want to talk about my real-time experience. I want to take the today's topic into consideration and to give some real-time experience. Okay, so in my company, okay, I work in like e-commerce company. Okay, in e-commerce we will get a lot of purchase orders, sales orders, where customer always looks for any order, right? And so it will go to the website, it will order for a few products, Okay, and we'll get an order confirmation, right? So order confirmation comes to our company. For example, somebody wants to go to a particular application and order few products. So order confirmation will come to our company, and we have to create a code. Okay, so with the details which so it comes in either the PDF, Excel, CSV, doesn't matter. So what are the input we get? So we have to extract those details from the PDF, and we'll understand. Okay, so customer looking for this product. So we have to extract, and we'll save it in an application, and we'll go to our internal application. We'll create a code, and how much the price is. We'll send that code to the manufacturer who manufactures the products what customer is looking for. And once it goes to the manufacturer, okay, confirms that okay the orders are present, and they will send back the so like sales order to our company, and based on the sales order, we'll order those products to the customer. And once the items are delivered to the customer, we have to invoice because customer pays money to us, right? So we have to send invoice to the manufacturer how much cost it is. So again, the invoice comes in the form of PDF, Excel, email, and CSV, irrespective of different formats based on the how company is comfortable with. So we need to extract those details. So initially before RPA, so what we should do is we need to copy paste those details from the PDF and enter it into our internal application. It takes a lot of hours. So for example, if you want to process 10 PDFs, one human need to takes approximately close to 6 to 8 hours per day. So it's a lot, right? So now RPA is combination of RPA plus AI. We are calling that intelligent document processing, where we used to using the common technology, we are able to save almost close to 25,000 hours of manual effort, and we are able to save close to 200K savings in few months. So that's what we are able to let's say, and now people are able to invest their productive time into different arenas right now because of this RPA, because of this document understanding, document processing. That's what this slide is all about. And we can increase the productivity. We can add value to the customers to make so that we can get more. We can process more orders in less time, and we have high accuracy using this RPA with AI. We are able to increase the accuracy from 70% to 85% with less errors, because sometimes human can make errors, but bot will not, because we train the bot to extract the details from the PDF, right? So we know where to extract. Bot will not make it when compared to human. Human can make based on their workload, but bot will not. So and it will train itself based on how we train the bot. So yeah, so this is like the adding to what I mentioned. So we can where RPA can be leveraged in different industry like finance, retail, HR, IT, client services, operations, supply chain. You name it, we can leverage. Like even nowadays, manufacturing companies are utilizing, real estate companies are utilizing this because they have to process n number of documents. They need to extend a lot of information from the PDF because they are getting a lot of codes on a daily basis. So they are leveraging this RPA and getting a lot of ROI. There are a lot of use cases. You can go back to ufl.com. You can look for a lot of use cases. A lot of success stories it has. Okay, so this is say how we build why RPA is fast growing enterprise software in the world. Yes, it has a lot of advantage. Low code and high return of investment, less investment and high returns, and no interruption, because humans can interrupt anytime, but bots can run attended mode, so that nobody can interrupt bot. It can process multiple transactions in less time, and scalable and enterprise. We can scale this to in multiple areas. So that's the reason RPA became so famous in the last few years. Yeah, this is most important. I want the audience to keep close attention to it, because a lot of people has a question that RPA is AI. No, RPA is not AI. AI is not RPA, but the combination of RPA and AI unlocks massive new possibilities, as I discussed in my like in few minutes back, that we can utilize machine learning models, natural language processing, and we call it like I want to emphasize on document processing, which you call intelligent document processing, where we can process structured, semi-structured, unstructured email forms, and we can visualize screens, including virtual desktop, and we can we can continue the same technology, carry on the same technology in the conversation and chatbots I was talking about, where people are leveraging that technology as well. Okay, and so I want to talk about few things. So what is the importance of document understanding? We can, so when we combined RP and AI, so it helped us to understand the document, visualizing screens. Like as I mentioned, we can carry the same technology to conversations, discovering tasks, process to automate, processing language like natural language, processing NLP, handling semi-structured, unstructured, sometimes checks, manual documents, it can understand. So that's the that really helped us to unlock those features. Okay, and I don't want to take much time. I want to stop here, and I want to pass it on to my friend Sharan to talk about what is the importance of document understanding, how we are able to leverage our technology to process those documents. Over to you, Sharan. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai, for the handover. I really enjoyed your talk on RPA and sharing your personal experience. So today we are going to talk about an introduction, a high-level introduction to document understanding, its capabilities, and how, you know, the well-known AI and machine learning capabilities come into play. So Sai, if you could put the next slide. Awesome, thank you. So what is document understanding? Document understanding usually pairs RPA and AI to automatically process your documents. So document understanding enables intelligent document processing within automation workflows, thus allowing automation of complex and cognitive processes, which are usually highly manual. So there is a conception, there's a misconception that document understanding could be a computer vision algorithm. It could be OCR, but document understanding is actually a huge ecosystem within the UiPath AI interface, which combines various algorithms, including OCR, computer visions, and many other algorithms, which we are going to talk about later in ML packages. So next slide, please. Awesome. So document understanding is not just document processing. It is a operational activity. If you are a developer or if you're a business user, you could drive high value, high ROI to your development, to your automation. But if we speak in a developer perspective, you could have myriads of ways to use intelligent automation in ways using your documents. So next, let's talk about the types of documents and their processing. So what are the documents that could go into an document understanding concept? We talk about structured documents. Now, when we talk about structured documents, we could use your tax returns, your 1040 forms, your I-9 forms, which has a definite structure and do not change over time. Here they have given in examples such as forms, passports, licenses, timesheets. And if we see semi-structured documents, they are with low variability, but we don't see drastic changes like invoices, medical bills, and utility bills. So when we talk about unstructured documents, we are talking documents with high variability. And this could be, you know, any kind of documents where we don't have a fixed format. It could be emails, it could be, you know, scripts, it could even be documents where you need to identify, data points, but you don't know where they are. It could be, on your left side of the document. It could be on the right side of the document. And that kind of high variability documents, we talk about them as unstructured documents. So let's talk about, Sai, I think there's another, yes, thank you. Let's talk about the approach that UiPath has. So we have different approaches in the UiPath architecture where we could implement these documents to be extracted. It could be rule-based, where we could implement regular expressions to identify exactly which values that we need. It could be model-based, which we will talk later in this presentation, called machine learning models, where we could implement, ML algorithms to extract data. We also have intelligent form and form extractors, where we could extract structured and semi-structured documents. So UiPath has a wonderful capability where you could amalgamate any of these extractors in a hybrid approach. So say you have a document which you have either structured and semi-structured. So you can always use a regex, a forms, or even an ML, or even a combination of all three to extract whatever you need. Next, let's talk about the capabilities of document understanding. So before document understanding automated workflows, it was required that human intervention and manual processing be done on all the documents. So robots, like Sai mentioned previously, can now be taught to handle an entire process. Humans only need to validate data and handle exceptions. We call this human in the loop in UiPath. So your documents come in many layouts and structures, as we previously talked about. So the capability in UiPath is that it can identify different structures as well as handwriting, checkboxes, and signatures. So intelligent document processing requires highly intelligent robots. So we use machine learning models to optimize your robots with AI. So also models will become more accurate over time through retraining, which we will also talk about, making the whole process way more efficient over time. So there's also a scenario where we have documents with noise, documents that are scanned, that are native, documents that are skewed, and that could have the notion that could, deliver low results. But UiPath has inbuilt capabilities where it could easily handle these difficult situations of skewed or, scanned in different ways, so that we could expect that as a practical use case. But UiPath has that capability to handle any variability of documents, which is nice to have. So next, let's take a deep dive on the document understanding framework and how, as a developer, you will be using this to make your architecture and make your end product. So if we break down the technical framework, we first have taxonomy, where we define different fields that we need to extract. This comes later as a component, as a pair, where it could use the machine learning model to identify what fields to place in the extraction result. So next, we've got the digitization stage. So what is digitization? When a document gets inputted into your document understanding framework, it uses a optical character recognition engine to identify the characters in your document. So that's what you call the digitization stage. And you can use any OCR engine for your requirement and for your capabilities. And UiPath now has so many OCR engines that you can use, including their own UiPath OCR. You can use Google, Azure, Amazon Textract, Abby, and many more OCR engines. So once you do that, if your use case requires a classification, say you have multiple documents coming in one automation, and you need to classify it into different segments of documents, you can use a classification sector. And once you're done with that, you can go and extract whatever requirements that you need. And we go into human in the loop once that's done, only if there's a requirement for human intervention and somebody needs to go change it. Once everything is done, you export it into a extraction result. You can have it in many ways. And that you could, once that's done, you could get that information into your RPA environment, and you can, use that as to whatever you need. So this is essentially a high-level view on how the entire process of DU works. Next slide, please. Awesome, thank you. So like we talked about, in extractions, we can use all of these extractors and a combination of extractors. I'm not going to talk about this as I mentioned it before, but you can use a combination of all of this, maybe regex with intelligent form and machine learning extractor, or whatever combination that you fit well for your automation. All right, next, let's talk about how we could get off the AI and improve your model over time. So a lovely thing that UiPath offers is your model, as soon as you complete, it does not end there. You can always reiterate and improve over time. This could be an example where you have fed data and you have built a model, but the company has they increase their workload. They have different data that comes over time and year over year when years change. So these are, these are identifiers for you to change or for you to develop your model. So you would not have to go back and create an entire new process. You can simply, increase your accuracy over time. So as we talked about it, let's talk about the machine learning packages. So we talked a lot about, AI, machine learning, extractors. So what are machine learning packages? So this machine learning package is a subcomponent of the machine learning extractor where you would find in the AI Center. So AI Center is a place where you can go and develop your ML model. And the packages, you get a myriad of packages over here. So UiPath offers out-of-the-box packages, which means they have out-of-the-box algorithms that they have already pre-packaged. So you would not have to go and start from scratch. You can plug and play one of their packages to your requirement. You also have the option of uploading or using your own ML script. If you have a customized Python script, you can always, package it and you can amalgamate it with your machine learning flow, which is also a really nice thing to have if you have a very custom or complex automation. So I'm going to talk about the out-of-the-box packages and their capabilities. UiPath offers different out-of-the-box packages. As you can see here, you can use computer vision, document understanding, image analysis, language analysis, and task mining. These subjects speak for themselves, and it's just a view on how diverse and how different types of packages that you have in UiPath. So let's dive deep into the UiPath document understanding out of the box package here, because you'd find many more sub packages within that. So what you can see here, this is I believe this is a 21.9 version, where you can see you have document classifier. You can use a machine learning model to classify your document understanding, invoices, passports, purchase orders, receipts, utility bills, and different, government forms like W-2 and W-9. So this is the new release that they recently released, the package 22.9, and UiPath has added more out-of-the-box packages. You can see here the A-card forms, bank statements. You can now extract checks without any issue. You can simply plug and play a machine learning package. Next slide, there's more packages for you to just see the capability enhancements that UiPath has given. You have financial statements and different kinds of statements. Here you can see remittances and package orders. Yep, thank you. So there is another methodology where you can use is the open source package concept. This is where different developers develop their machine learning source code, and that is available within the UiPath ecosystem. So this too provides really accurate and great results in your machine learning algorithm, and you can use this too for your ML codes. So finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about taking your code to the gym. What that means is when you reiterate your model, you can definitely benefit over time. So there is an importance on keeping the model alive and keeping training alive. And as we spoke about previously, when we talked about how you can classify and how you can extract documents, you can have the capability to train in both areas. So this is what we talk about in the train and the validation stage, as you can see below. So if you want to classify a document and you want to train it over time so your efforts get less, you have the train classifier scope, where you can train it and you can validate it over time. And the same goes to your extraction, where you can extract over time, and whatever that you need to validate, say you have a low confidence score or fields were not extracted properly, they were empty or missing, you could capture those documents and reiterate and train them over time. This definitely gives the model a better understanding, and it surely increases your value of extraction over time. I think one of the automations, just to share a story, one of the ones that I did, we did about quite a bit of iterations because it was a very high variable project with about 50 plus variabilities, and the model significantly increased from a 70% accuracy score to about 90%. So there's huge benefits for you to keep your model alive and have the option and have the understanding on the values of training over time. So I believe that summarizes my introduction to document understanding, its capabilities, and giving you a high-level view on what you can do as a developer. So thank you so much. I'll hand the floor back to Sai to talk a little bit on our community.
Thank you so much for sharing the information. I really enjoyed thoroughly the entire presentation, and I learned a lot on the document understanding. So, so I want to talk about what is the importance of UiPath community and how we can leverage the community to learn RPA and they get like so. And we have Diana here in case if anybody has any questions on like how like how we can leverage the community, we can definitely reach out to her. She always helpful. Like I really like took a lot of advantage of this UiPath community. Yeah, we can learn. We can. We have a lot of we have UiPath Academy where we can get all good content. Basically, I whenever I have any question, I always go back to UiPath Academy for any particular topic. So you can get certification. You can if you in the support UiPath forum, if you go to the UiPath forum, for example, if you have any facing any challenge or if you have any ideas or if you are facing any challenge, definitely UiPath forum people definitely help us to rectify our challenges. Really took advantage of it and and if you want to grow network, we have meetups and we have mentorship, we have hackathon, we have MVP program. Yeah, MVP, so I want to talk about MVP. So that's coming up and applications are open. If anybody wants to like interested in getting know about MVP, and feel free to go to uipath.com/MVP program and you can get more knowledge about it. So Diana, you want to talk about anything about community?
You did a great job, but yes, we do have the MVP application process open. We also have a educational summit coming up on November 16th through the 18th. And lastly, we have some really good topics coming up. And so you should look at the event list. And I put the URL in chat again. It's community.uipath.com. And if you look under Global Americas, you'll find where not too long from now, we'll be starting to release topics on the new release that just came out. So great stuff happening. If there's anything you need, you can always reach out to us. And I'll put my email in chat too. Also, as Sai mentioned before, if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about, we can bring in product leaders. We can bring in people who know those topics, especially new topics that are coming out. So please don't be shy and please let us know what your interests are. That's really helpful to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diana. Yes, yeah, please feel free to share your feedback on any topic that you are interested in. So as Diana mentioned, we'll request product leaders to come in and talk about those products so that you can get even leverage, right? So yeah, and so these are some of the UiPath community where how UiPath helped us millions of professionals across the world, like by introducing different kind of modules like academy, forum, community events, blogs, community MVPs. So yeah, so now I want to open to the crowd. So if you have any questions, Q&A, please feel free to ask. So anybody has any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi Sai. This is Suresh here.
Hey, Suresh.
Yeah, regarding the MVP, can you just share the eligibility, like what they're looking for and who are eligible for applying?
Sure. So Diana, you want to share that link or you want me to share that link?
So it's the link for what, please?
MVP. So what are what is
Yes,
the criteria?
I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Anybody has any questions?
I see a question on the chat by Pranesh Kumar, asking, do we have any upcoming session on DU? Pranesh, could you be a bit specific on, what you would expect to see?
Hi, this is Pranesh here. Actually, I'm new to UiPath, so I started recently on DU, like one of my, like recently I started one project on DU. So just I wanted to understand in deep that like the overview, whatever you guys given, like that is amazing. So I loved it, but I wanted to get any hands-on training kind of thing or any deep sessions on the DU part. Yeah.
Awesome, Pranesh. Thanks for asking. UiPath Academy is a great place for you to start if you're just a beginner. You can start with the UiPath Document Understanding course. It'll give you an understanding on, what to do, and you have workshops there where you can do your own automation and see how you result. So that's one suggestion. And we are very active in the UiPath forum, where if you have any questions to ask, you can always ask and you can have a feedback. Even I'm on the UiPath forum and I look into the UiPath document understanding specific questions. So if you ever get stuck, you can always reach out to me or anybody in the UiPath forum and we will be helping you out. So we will be planning some document understanding specific workshops maybe over the next year because the year is ending. So please look into those too and let us know if you have any questions. But in the meantime, we will be having events like this where we talk more about, document understanding, RPA, and different avenues and how you could incorporate, automations. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, please watch out UiPath community/Denver, and in case like if we come up with an event, you can go and register. Any questions? You don't have any questions, we can wrap up the session. So
Any other questions? Great. Well, I want to thank Sharon and Sai for presenting today. Great presentation. And just a reminder too, I put in the chat that these slides will be available in the recording after the session. So the slides that Sai was sharing on the community and everything will be available too, if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much.
yeah, thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you all for joining. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.